Hi all, welcome back to more Europa Universalis. This is the ambitious Margrave solo scenario. This is my part 22, I think. Just not been away that long since doing 21, an hour or so. I did get a reply to my question. The question being, when you're taking the Forge Alliance action, it says, in order to take this action, both you and the target NPR must be at peace. And every time I read it, I thought, it's a kind of daft question, Grant. But then I read it again and thought, well, I don't know. It could be read, it could be understood in both ways. And my question was, does it mean that you and the NPR must be at peace with each other? Which is probably a given. So maybe that does make it a daft question. Or does it? But does it mean that if either of you are at war, you cannot do it? And it turns out that is the answer. That you need to be neither of you can be at war for this to happen. So we cannot, because we're at war with Mecklenburg and Lubeck at the moment. So we cannot do the alliance thing. So what I think I'll do for my last action, we'll just have a trade action. I think, because maybe if I was taking the event with the 4 ducats on it, I maybe would try something else. But to be honest, I think this is the right thing to do just now. Yeah, like I say, I'm not quite keyed up on all the things that we can do. So, I mean, I could fabricate other claims. I suppose I could. Increased stability, well, that costs you 5. Yeah, we've not got the stuff for that. Replenish manpower, that's a minor action. Generic actions, research, we could research ideas. We've not got the stuff for this. We don't. We need to do our event. Declare war. Yeah, I mean, I could do more of that. We do actually have another 2, but that would be a 2.1. But I don't think I think we need to leave that to next turn and just keep the power that we've got as well. Well, trade's going to cost 1, isn't it? Yeah, it does. Yeah. So yeah, let's do trade. Let's do a trade action then. So you pay 1 diplomatic power. So I'm going to pay 1, and we're going to reveal 3 cards from the trade deck. Which I'll stretch across and get 3. And, well, we're looking for... We can optionally move one of our white ships. Well, we've not got any white ships. That was the other thing that I possibly had considered. I mean, I don't know. Could we do that now? The fact we're still at war here, though. I mean, do we have access to be able to build a ship now? Do we have control of the port, etc., or do we need to wait on things dying down? Whether it would tell us in the build ships part, it might do right enough. Well, we're not going to do any of that anyway. We're going to just skip on from that. So on one of the real cards, select a trade node where you're eligible to trade. Select an available merchant, and if not already there, move it to there. Yeah, so, but it needs to be a connection back to our capital. So, yeah, I mean, the ones that we've got are merchants in are the ones that we're looking for. And we did open up to Champagne by putting this influence in here. Well, now, none of that's changed. Yeah, we still have an influence in here, fortunately, because... Looks like we maybe lost some from some of these places. But yes, there's a connection back to our capital from there. There's also a connection from here to our capital. We don't need a cube in here because we're adjacent. And from here, we've got a trace back as well. Okay, so we're looking for Vienna. What's this? Saxony, isn't it? Saxony is the best one, I think. Saxony, Vienna, or Vienne. Or this is Champagne. Right, so let's see what we get. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, that one's Saxony. Right, so Let's get a bit closer on. See. So we've got Sevilla, Alexandria, Kiev. I was reading more into this as well about the secondary nodes down the bottom there, how they work. They work a bit differently, but obviously if you're struggling and maybe one of them would help you. So that's not any good to us. There's Vienna. So that is Margrave, Ivory Coast, and none of them are any good. But however, Saxony, there's Berlin, it's got to be plus. Oh, well, I think we know what we're doing. So this one's not any good. And although the Vienna one is, now, yeah, it's different with the bots, isn't it? If other players here, we would maybe need to look a bit more closely at this. But the bots just gain, is it 2 bot power? If they can trade. So they don't interfere with your trading, I don't believe. If you were playing with multiplayers, though, and you both, only one person can trade on these 3 bits. So if there's 2 or 3 and you're all fighting for the 1 bit, somebody gets knocked down in the next bit, and then if somebody was to get knocked down again, they wouldn't gain anything, etc. But so a game. So it just means if the bots here can do the trade, they'll get the power and they won't interfere with anything else. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to be looking at this. Whoa, that's awful. That's a lot. Does this... It's got gold. Pay 1. Got to be asterisks with gold. Oh yeah, so we must have something else has to happen here. I did read this quite recently actually, but I didn't think pay 1 administrative power or gain 1 loan if the ducats that you earn are greater than half the base tax. This has got a 2 here. Yeah, no, that's fine. Or is it? Oh yeah, this has got a 1. That means that they don't have the other... They're not the ones that were left out though. I've got them set aside somewhere. Not quite sure where, but I did take them out. Actually, is that not them up there? No, I don't think it is, Grant. Right, I'm starting to wonder if I blundered here. Because there should have been some trade cards that weren't shuffled in, but they had a little symbol or 2 on them. I'm just wondering if this one should actually be here. Yeah, there's scenario instructions. Take out all the cards that are marked with a dagger or an asterisk. Oh, hang on then, Grant. That does have the asterisk. I think I missed that one. It does, eh? And set them aside. These are only added later. Same main rules, section 12.6, page 35. Yeah, it's these distant trade nodes. But I mean, this one's got Vienna on it. But I'm assuming Margrave and Ivory Coast are over in the distant colonies. And it says whenever the first claim is placed in a distant continent, shuffle all unused trade cards marked with that continent's number into the trade deck. Well, this does have a number 2, but then the other one has a number 1 on it, which is the very top distant continent. You can find the continent numbers along the edge of the trade card to the left of the trade good illustration, which is that number 2. For the cards that are normally in the deck from the start of the game, these numbers are shown in semi-transparent boxes. I mean, that does look like it's not that clear. It does look like it's yeah, I think it does. Because look, in the picture here, they look a lot clearer, don't they? That one could as well. I'm going to have to get the cards out. I've put them back in the box, which is a bit strange. Unless I've left them under the pile. No, I wouldn't have done that. Right, give me a minute here. Right, so I've got the other trade cards out that I left in the box. I think maybe I thought I'm not going to go into distant continents anyway for this scenario, and but I should have kind of left them on the table somewhere. So yeah, here right away, there's another gold right away. It's got the asterisks. So is that. You can see these. However, you can see these numbers are clear, whereas this one's kind of faded. That number 2 there. So, oh no, hold on. It's not that asterisk. No, that asterisk is to do with telling you about this grant. That's not the asterisk that's in. Yeah, okay. I think that card should actually be here then. Nah, I don't know what page was that there. 15 maybe? Yes, trade. Now where does it tell us about the little symbols? No, it must have been here. No, it was in the scenario instructions, Grant. No way. Don't know where I'm going here. So ambitious Margrave. Yeah, it's kind of an asterisk though. It's an asterisk and a dagger. There it's there. So I think you can see where I've maybe been thrown there a little bit. But the asterisk and the dagger, you can see on this card here, one of the ones that's not in play, you can see the dagger is beside the actual. In fact, does it tell you that's where it is? No, well it doesn't. But right beside the trade good, it's got that wee dagger. So I've got that for gold, ivory, chinaware, cocoa, coffee, cotton, spices, tobacco. And then you've got fur, it's got the wee asterisks. Fur and then silk. So that card is not, that card is allowed to be in here. And I think that's why it's got a faded number 2. Let me see if I've got a number 2 in here that's... Yeah, see, there's a number 2 that's not in the game. You can see that's much clearer. It's a much clearer number 2. It's green, whereas that's kind of transparent, isn't it? Right, okay. So that does mean we've not got this wrong then, I don't think. Gold, ivory... yeah, okay. So I will put them up at the side of the trade pile. Okay, so we went blundering there. Oops. Sorry. I didn't even notice I'd done that. I turned around to put the book away. Right. Tripod. I keep feeling it's going to collapse completely at some point. But we're still okay. So, right, let's get back to having a look at this then, because you can see the ducats that you're going to get for these. I mean, okay, if I go across here, I don't have any of them. Oh, hang on, it says must own a key province to collect. Right, that's fine. Well, we can forget about it anyway. So we would need to have one of these key provinces to be able to actually collect from it. But you can see it's a big boost, but it says, so you might need to take a loan or pay 1 administrative power if the ducats is greater than half the base tax. Ooh. Does that mean if that number is greater than, so let's just say we were 10. If 10 is greater than half, is it half your own base tax? Yeah, so my base tax at the moment is showing 6. So is 10 greater than half 6? 10 is greater than 3. Yeah. So I think that would mean we would have to do that. Anyway, we don't own one of the key provinces, so let's put this card away, Grant. And let's still hopefully score pretty decent on this. Although, are we only going to have the 2? Oh no, we're not. Because look, Berlin's got a wee plus. So Saxony, we're going to trade in Saxony. There it is there. So I'm going to lay my merchant down because that's one of the things that's going to happen. We do have, it's right adjacent. Sorry, It's adjacent to our capital, so we've got a trade connection. We're going to count up what we have. So we've got 1 for the merchant. Trade power is 1 for the merchant. We've got only Berlin. So you've got Dresden, Berlin, Braunschweig, Praha. We've only got Berlin, but it's got a little plus beside it. So we get 1 for Berlin and we get 1 for the plus. So we're at a 3. We're going to get 8 ducats here. How about that? That was we've done well with our trade cards actually for what small kind of realm we are. So I think it's just the case of 8 ducats, yeah. Yeah, it is. So now both the bots I think are going to score. So I'll put that card away and I'll get myself 8 ducats. So I'll put 2 in and take a big 10. Let's be bold. Oh, I kept meaning to move this because it actually tells you in the rules. Hang on. That's the manpower token. It actually tells you in the rules when you put one of these, you put it in the main. I suppose it can go in the exhausted. It doesn't really matter where it is, as long as we know we're getting a plus 1. I suppose it should be in the available, but yeah, I'll just put it in there anyway. And there's me got a shiny big 10 there, so 17 ducats at the end of the turn. That's all right. Well, we're not quite finished, are we? So how do the bots again? They leech on and grab something. That must be in the bots part. Bot trade. We've done this before. Bots trading. No, humans trading. When a human player takes a trade action, eligible bot realms. See main rules, page 34. What does that mean? Eligible bot realms. See main rules, page 34. Eligible. Yeah, it's just having the connection, I think. That's meaning. In an inland trade node, all bots gain 2 bot power if they also have at least 1. Oh, I wonder if this could. Oh no, Austria have passed already. Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if this could stop them from passing. Ooh, I maybe should have thought of that. If I'd known they were going to get 2 bot power. Ah well. In an inland trade node, all bots gain 2 bot power if they also have at least 1 town adjacent to the selected node. Well, Austria do. Actually, Denmark do not then. So Austria are going to gain 2 bot power. Denmark are not. They're not required to have a merchant present in a node in order to collect passive trade income, but will move its merchant to that trade node once it collects trade income. Yeah, and it's not that they can look at the other cards and move and try and trade elsewhere. They've just got to trade where we decide to trade, I'm pretty sure. It also covers passive trade income. Bot trade. No. You're reading the wrong thing, Grant. Yeah, I'm going to give Austria 2 bot power. And I'm not going to give any to Denmark because they don't have a town adjacent. So Austria again, 2 bot power. We've put our merchant down. We spent our diplomatic power for that. All is good. We've got our ducats. Yeah, so that's our turn ended. However, now we've got to do the event. So I'm still not. I just feel like this is another daft question to go and ask, but shouldn't you just do it, Grant? And again, we're talking about this option B on the comet sighted. It's an omen. Choose an area adjacent to your realm. All players with towns in this area lose 1 stability. Now, it's just, if I can pick this as being an area that's in my realm. Yeah, I'm going to try and ask this question. Feeling like I'm a bit daft now though. I'm getting lazy as well. Right, just reading that. It said, your own area is an area that is part of your own realm, meaning an area where you own at least one province. Okay, but the other bits I'm reading above there are, because these are occupied, we don't own these yet. And again, we're talking about up here. So I think once they become owned, the occupied markers go away, they then become owned, and it does tell you ownership at the beginning of the book. That is one of the things. Page 4, I want to say it was. Important terms. Own. When the rules refer to ownership of provinces, they mean provinces where you have a town and where there is no vassal, rebel town, enemy town, or occupied token on the same province. Well, we've got occupied tokens there, so we don't own this. I guess we occupy it. But, yeah, going by that, we need to own the province. But once we own one of the provinces, that word, and that's from the designer of the awards, your own area is an area. Sorry, I'm maybe not hearing me properly. I'm looking across at the computer. Your own area is an area that is part of your own realm, meaning an area where you own at least one province. Sorry, my eyes are stretching there. So yeah. So at the moment, the only areas adjacent to our realm are going to be, well, there's our realm, Brandenburg, so Pomerania, Lower Saxony, Saxony, Bohemia, Wielkopolska, or Prussia. So yeah, so the event, it's about doing this event. It's an omen. Choose an area adjacent to your realm. All players in this area lose. I can still choose this event. I think I'm going to do it, and it's just going to do nothing, I think. Which is fine. Well, I don't want to pick the other one because it's going to give us more unrest. So you see an area where you have time without unrest, and another area adjacent to it. You add unrest to 2 of each area. Yeah, and then I wouldn't affect anything adjacent again because I've got to choose an area where I have a town without unrest. So I can't choose that as the area because they've both got unrest. So again, I'd have to be picking there, and then adjacency would do nothing. So it just hurts me and doesn't hurt them with that one. This one doesn't hurt me, but it doesn't hurt them. So I think we do that. So I think I'm going to play this event then. Now, it had 2 ducats on it, so I'm going to tuck them away in my treasury as well. It's got 19 ducats. Got the wrong glasses on. Hang on. Across the computer. Yeah, I was about to start typing a question out there, and I thought this just feels stupid, and surely there must be explanations about what your realm actually means. You know, adjacent to your realm. But that's good. That was the designer, and I think that clears it for me. So as long as I own one province in an area, it can be classed as part of my realm. So I can use that as adjacency from my realm. I hope. Right. So we're going to use option B. So no man, choose an area adjacent to your realm. All players with towns in this area lose one stability. And of course, well, there is one area that I could choose that would affect things, and that could be Pomerania, but it's going to be myself, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to choose the Lower Saxony or something like that. It doesn't matter. They don't have any towns. All players with towns in this area lose one stability. So not going to happen. Right, so now we've got to resolve the stuff in the bottom. So we've got the rebel thing. And that is just roll rebel dice, isn't it? Unrest Rebellion as above. It's resolved as normal. Yeah, so but hold on. This is the one that tells you. I need to go the bit in the book. Events. Here we go. Secondary effects. Unrest Rebellion. Right, that's what we're doing. Unrest Rebellion. That one there, Grant. So it's done. It's resolved as normal. It says the bot rules are resolved as normal. So all players must roll a rebel die for each of their times with unrest. Right, I've got 2 times with unrest, and in fact we can forget about the bot here because they've no towns. Neither of them have got any towns with unrest. Is that right? Yeah, that's not. Yeah. Following the procedure described on page 37, you, which means the player playing this event, right, roll a maximum of 1 rebel dice. So I'm going to get away with this one. I'm not going to get away with the next one, but I'm going to get away with just rolling 1 rebel dice here. So we can hope for the best. So 1 rebel dice, and I've got, but I do have 2 times with unrest. So here we go. Oh, come on. That's the worst one, isn't it? That's just going to take our town away. No. Oh, man. Page 37, is that where it tells you? Rebel dice results, that's a rebellion. If you have any military units in the area you rolled for, oh dear. Oh, okay. It's not going to do that then, because we've got units there. If you have any military units in the area you rolled for, remove one of your units there as a casualty for each one of these rolled. And then if you didn't have any units there, you start assigning it to the towns. And the town, well, it's kind of, it's better for me. So in actual fact, I'm going to lose, oops, it was almost a dice on the floor. I'm going to lose a unit, and that must go to exhausted. Which is bad. I mean, it costs money to recruit these again, so it is bad. Oh, however, on saying that, it costs money for me to have them in the army once we get to the income and bit phase, so I suppose there is that. So, yeah, I think that's all would happen there. But I'm going to keep 2 rebel dice handy because that's going to happen shortly. So that was that. And then finally on this card, all squares are going to get ill health tokens. Well, we've got 1, 2, and our ruler is a square. So, right, what do they tokens? Where are they about? Let's see. Hang on. Yeah, okay, so found them. There they are. So, our ruler and our 2 our diplomatic advisor. I don't know where to really put these. I could get that there, I suppose. And then also our general is getting one as well. So, well, maybe we could put it. Would that be a better place to put it then? Yeah. So all 3 of them took a hit, unfortunately. And if they get another hit, then they die, and you've got to just remove them. So that's that. Right, I've still not dealt with this yet, Grant. I was going to take a note of this so that I could just take it away. It's probably not really interfering, to be honest, that much. So that's that card done, right? So put that away, and then we have to resolve the other event. The ducats just go back to the supply. We don't, and this is what I didn't want more unrest, because so we ignore all this. We do this, but this time we're now going to roll the full amount of rebel dice, which is 2, because we've got 2 unrest. So Yeah, I should have got another ill health token ready, shouldn't I? I was forgetting that was happening as well. So that's going to... Our military advisor's going to take that hat as well. Yeah, everybody's... however, do the rebel dice first, so this time we're rolling 2 of them. We do have 1 unit left in our army, though. So, here we go. Right, well, we got away with that. However, we've got the same with that again. So that is going to eliminate our last unit from their army, and our army's now going to move off the map back to base. Yeah, and that's that. Okay, and then finally the circles will take an ill health, and I know that's a glary bit, but along here we've got our military advisor who was the circle. So every one of our advisors, rulers and generals have got a hit. So that's the final event dealt with. Put that... Oh, I've done that wrong. I don't know. I'm putting them all down the wrong way. I wanted to flip them upright, right, so that... Yeah. That's fine. So I know when I'm coming to the end as well. Okay, so that's the end of the round. So that means we finish third, basically. Don't get any ducats for that. And, well, we're going to be... Well, it's Austria, they're going to be first. Yeah, we are going to be third, actually, because it's going to be Austria, Denmark, and then us. Okay, good stuff. Right, we've got through another action phase. Well, that's an action phase, just. 31 minutes. Right, so I want to take a short break and then come back and hopefully deal with this next part. So we're on to phase 3, Peace and Rebels, aren't we? Once the player's taken their final turn, they're considered to have passed. Yeah, so Peace and Rebels phase, that's what we're coming back to. And it's going to be more Rebel dice we're going to be rolling, so it's not going to be over yet. Right, I'll just go and pause for a bit. I'll be back shortly. That's me back. So let's see if we can breeze through this. Yeah, good luck. Now here's the issue with having the solo rules in the same bit now, because I kind of want to glance at this and here. So yeah, I kind of do want to just double check. So Peace and Rebels phase, bots resolve each step is described below. Remove Casus Belli and truces. Bots remove truces as normal. Bots never have any CB tokens. So let's go back to A here, because we do have 2 truces. I think they're just going to come off. There's not really anything fancy about that going to happen, I don't think, Grant. I think it's just... Remove all truces CB tokens from the board. The player removing CB token loses 2. And this is a CB token. It does clearly say it token there, but maybe they could have had better word in there. Maybe that's just me. Okay. Yeah, player removing the CB token loses 2 prestige, if not at war with the realm it was valid for. So I'm going to remove the truce from Denmark and from Austria, so they can go back in their supply. Okay, and then we go on to NPR invasions is an advanced rule. I was looking at, I noticed Bridger was using it, and maybe it is something I should have used, but let's just keep it. You know, it's an advanced rule. Let's just leave it. Well, again, there's no real point coming back to look at this. Again, NPR invasions, we're not going to use these. Right, rebel siege or move. It says resolved as normal. I'm just flipping back and forward here. From the steps below in order, if there are any rebel units on the board. There are no rebel units on the board, so we're not doing that. Right, here we go now. Peace resolution. However, yeah, one of the points Martin made a comment on, I think it was in my question to BGG actually, or maybe it was on the Discord, that he added that the use of the main Peace and Resolution chart leads you to an explanation. Hang on here, right? Let's see. Peace resolution. So that says it's performed in turn order as normal. Human players can resolve peace with bot enemies as described in the main rules. Okay. Well, the only situation we've got now is us at war with two different NPRs. So that's not going to need to happen. When it is a... Well, hang on. We don't need to be looking at the bot rules for this then, do we? Because it's us resolving a war or a peace resolution against two NPRs. When it is a bot's turn to resolve peace, it uses the flowchart on page 15. If a bot is now at peace, remove the bot's army from the map unless the bot has any towns with unrest or rebel towns on them in the area where their army is located. If a bot is fully annexed by player realm C, replacing bot. Yeah, okay. So, and then that would end them. But, well, they're not at war, so we can forget about them. So, I'll just go back to the main rules part. So, I still want to go through this carefully. So, but this should be simpler, I think. This step only occurs if there are any ongoing wars, and all wars are then resolved according to the sequence described in section 10.1, see page 29 and summarised here. Page 29, right, hang on. Yeah, this is where it brings us to this. So let's look at the summary first then. So in turn order, resolve all wars where automatic white peace requirements have been met. Now, we've also got this flowchart though, Grant. Why don't we try and do that, or look at that first? Well, quickly, there's not enough of what to read here. So, resolve all wars where automatic white peace requirements have been met. In turn order, resolve all wars where a total victory has been achieved by a player realm. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we've got a total victory on Lübeck and a total victory on Mecklenburg. Then handle all remaining wars in turn order. So you see, in turn, that's saying in turn order, we would resolve all the white peace. Then in turn order, we would resolve all the... Which isn't relevant at the moment because we've just got me that is dealing with it. So there's only the one player. There's only the one... Yeah, there's only one player realm that's resolving these. Me, myself. Then handle all remaining wars in turn order. Each player must resolve all the wars that they wish to and can resolve before moving on to the next player. Finally, handle the aftermath, returning any land units in neutral areas to their owners' realms. Yeah, this is where I ended up with the army in the wrong place for that last time. Flipping all active allies back to their alliance side and discarding all allied units for all player realms that are now at peace. Okay. I'm going to look at this flowchart. Let's see how we go on here. So, peace resolution. Any wars satisfy automatic white peace conditions. And it gives you a wee number 1 there. Okay. Footnotes on the reverse side. Okay. Because it's kind of full, this one. Right, so... The number 1 is it's down the bottom though. It gives you an explanation of what automatic war is, so that's good. Neither side in the war occupy any of their enemies' provinces, including provinces of any of their enemies' vassals or active allies. Well, that's not true. We know it's not an automatic white peace, right? We're both the realms that we're attacking are occupied. So, no, any player realm at war satisfied total victory conditions. And then it's going to be number 2. Well, that's good. So, doesn't mean I've got to flip it over again though. But right, let's look down this time, and let's just see what number 2 is regarding total victory. A player realm must occupy all of their enemies' provinces, while the enemy has no deployed land units, versus an NPR enemy. Hang on. A player realm must occupy all of their enemy's provinces, while the enemy has no deployed land units. And then it's got Versus an NPR enemy, a bot must occupy NPR's capital and provinces of tax value greater than or equal to half of NPR's tax income. Versus an NPR enemy, a bot must... Why is it bringing in the bot side to this bit? I mean, it's probably quite helpful, but I mean, it doesn't do that with everyone. It doesn't... So I don't know. I suppose, now hold on, Grant, a bot doesn't have to be involved in a solo game. You can have bots in a multiplayer game, so okay, fair enough. I'm maybe not considering that. So, I think that's... A player realm must occupy all their enemies' provinces while the enemy has no deployed land units. Full stop. Yes, that is the case. We occupy all of Lübeck's provinces, but Lübeck has one province. Well, the realm is the realm name Lübeck? Then is that how that works? Yes, it's in the Pomerania area, but I think its realm is Lübeck. Yeah, it's only got one province, so we occupy it, and the same Mecklenburg. And this other bit is just regarding a bot, I suppose. An NPR enemy versus, I think that's just what, that's the start of a new sentence. Versus an NPR enemy, a bot must occupy NPR's capital and provinces of tax value greater than or equal to half of NPR's tax income. Yeah, I think that's what that means. Okay. So, I believe this is a yes. And I suppose we've got to do each one of these individually. But they're both exactly the same, aren't they? So, we're doing the Lübeck one first, but I guess I need to cycle through this just twice. But I think we can just quickly go through that, because nothing's going to be any different. So, that's a yes. Go to first player in the player order who has achieved the total victory versus another realm. It says start with first player and go clockwise. It's just me, okay? Victor is a human player. Yeah, Victor. Victor Meldrew. Yeah, that's a bit like me. You maybe don't know who that is. Victor is a human player. Yes. Loser is a human player. No. Sorry. Loser is a human player. No. Victor wants to enforce full annexation. Yes, I guess we do. So we go up here and here. Oh, and we've seen this one before. I think. Well, why would you have seen this before? I don't think I've looked at this. So... Victor wants to enforce full annexation. Why would I not want to do that then? Victor wants to enforce vassalization. So we can actually do both if we wanted to. So there must be benefits to these. Again, yeah, this is playing the game, understanding it, because it does look like... It does look like that comes... You could choose to not do that and then just vassalize instead. It would bring you to this box to vassalize. Then you would come to this box. Whereas we're going straight to this box. Oh, is it because I might not have the option? Well, just I suppose, I humour myself by looking at this. If we were to vassalise, Victor places vassals on all losers' provinces, removing all towns, and gains 2 influence in new vassal's realm. Add unrest to vassal gained in areas where Victor occupied no provinces. Okay. I think we could do that, but no, I mean, that wasn't what I was thinking about doing. So I want to do this, so we can come straight to that. It was the option to enforce full. Well, let's see if we can. Remove war tokens, all occupied tokens, and all player realm tokens except victors from loser's realm. Victor may discard the claim from any area where they gained town/vassals to remove 2 unrest per claim. Yeah, and this is what I was planning on doing. If NPR is annexed, player realm removing a active ally loses 2 influence. So if you had an active ally there, you'd lose 2 influence. 2 prestige. Okay. And then it takes you back down here. Any player realm at war satisfied total victory conditions. So then we would go through that again and do the same for Mecklenburg. We would then come back to here and say no. I mean, I think that's us just finished, but takes you to there. Any player realms with unresolved wars, no. Any player realms with land units in neutral areas must place these in the nearest friendly area. Any player realm, no, because our army got brought off the map anyway. It wouldn't have been in a neutral area though, it would have been in our area. And then end peace resolution. So okay, that's pretty simple, isn't it? I suppose the sort of, not confusion, but the wondering is about the placing vassals, if it's a better thing to do, if there's obviously reasons why you would do it over full annexation, or maybe I'm not quite grasping that, and maybe there's ways where you could only do one over the other. So these come away, occupied markers, and these war markers. It says that, remove war tokens, all occupied tokens. So all these are coming off, which is great. And then now I can discard this claim, and I think I should. Although part of me is wondering, like, I could see the benefit to leaving it there. It does mean that these stay at unrest, doesn't it? But it cost me 2 to put that claim. It cost me 2 diplomatic power to put that claim out. On saying that, to remove unrest, I want to say it's 1 military power per province to remove that unrest. So, yeah, I'm going to have to want to do that as well. And I don't really... Well, actually, hold on, Grant. No, stop. You've not got to the roll rebel dice stage yet. Yeah, let's forget that. So we are going to remove this claim, and we are going to flip these 2 over. You get to flip 2 of them over, and look at that. Now, the only thing that we don't have regarding this is these aren't core provinces to us. So there is ways of them becoming liberated, if you like, and getting taken back by Lubeck and Mecklenburg. Or going back to their ownership, shall we say, I think. Let's go in 1. Let's put some stuff away there. Okay, well, that was good. That was nice and simple then. And then we would do one, and then we cycle around and do the other one. I wanted to see the bit, I wanted to try and pick up on the bit that Martin mentioned that was in this chart that led you to, I can't remember what it was. It's in the post as well. Is it actually this? Hang on, I'm going to get what he was doing there. Hang on. Yeah, it was a comment, the question I put on BGG that he commented. Oh, damn. Come on, Grant. Right. I think we're going to have trouble with this. If I keep doing that, it's eventually going to come right out of the bit that's... That was just me, like, loosening it too much, like I've done. Yeah, it was on BGG, and he made a comment, finally, about using this to understand things better. And it was how we just went there. Any player realm at war satisfies total victory conditions. Yes, go to first player in total in player order who has achieved a total victory versus another realm, and then it would go here if the victor is a human player. If it wasn't, then it goes to the bottle piece resolution. So what he's saying is the way I've done it, you don't necessarily need to go in turn order if they're achieving total victory, I think. I think that was it, to be honest. Okay, well, that was straightforward. So I think we've done that, and I think we can move on. I'm happy with that. We didn't need the bot side of things there at all because there was no bots at war. So let's move back to final handle and aftermath, returning any land units in neutral areas. Yeah, I asked us on that in the chart as well, though. And there's not any, we didn't leave any land units behind. In fact, our army got its land units all eliminated in the end with the rebels and whatever. So we're moving on to phase 3, step E, which I'm just going to glance at the solo side of things. What I say, this one it says it's just that is done as normal. So E is resolved as normal. F is interregnum. Sorry, E is prestige penalties, resolved as normal. Right, might as well show folk what you're looking at, Grant. Okay. Frightened us, things going to collapse again. Prestige penalties resolved as normal. Interregnums are bots are not affected by this. Religious, oh yeah, we'll come back to that. Religious dissent, bots gain a maximum of 1 unrest in this step. This, well, actually, maybe not, because we've got this diverse faiths thing out there, and I want to recall that meant that the area was in religious dissent. But there's no towns in that area anyway, so anyway, let's do E and F first. Right, so here's E, prestige penalties, disputed succession. No, there's none of that. This is for royal marriages on its other side. Occupied towns. Players who now have towns that are occupied by enemies or rebels lose prestige equal to their tax value, maximum of 5. Right, we've none of that either. Sorry, I was maybe not showing that. Interregnum. Players with an interregnum, which means no ruler, lose stability, etc. With none of that. So religious dissent, and it just said the bot can only gain 1 of this. Players who have religious dissent, a religion other than their state religion, in any of their areas must add to 1 of their towns. Players who have vassals in areas, yeah, it's not going to apply. The only area that we've got, oops, this is the only area, I think this is classed as being in religious dissent. Although their state religion, I believe, with this, because it's a diverse faith, is still Catholic. Still classed as Catholic, but I think if I went to go and look at that again, I would say, well, you could just look it up, Grant. Diverse faiths. Page 38. Page 38. I'll just briefly read this off camera. Diverse faiths. Sometimes an area simply has a diverse faiths token because none of the other faiths dominate in that area. Diverse faiths cannot be adopted as a state religion. Areas with diverse faiths are always considered to be in a state of religious dissent. See below, and then it talks about religious dissent. Below, for all player realms, regardless of their state religion. Any non-player realms in such areas keep the state religion they are listed with on the realm player aid. So it's all non-player realms that are in there. So they're all Catholic. This is only relevant to player realms, I think. Religious dissent. When a player realm holds provinces in an area with a religion other than, yeah. So there's no, if there'd been some towns in here occupied by, like if Hamburg had been Danish right now, then something might have happened. So nothing doing there. So H is remove, gain, remove, unrest. Well, actually, the bot's not going anyway, Grant. So, yeah. In fact, well, no, hold on. Nobody's got unrest. Nobody. because I just removed the 2 of mine. So that's not going to apply. And then roll rebel dice as described in page 4, but none of that. So I think we're going straight to income now. Yeah. Gain remove unrest. Players still at war must and this was a step I think that Austria ended up with a unrest, Martin, when you were asking, but there might have been a few things messed up there. Players with stability. Well, we've not got stability lower or higher. And then each player must roll a rebel dice for each of their towns or vassals with unrest. Well, we've none, so we can skip by that too. So that was good. That was nice and quick. I was thinking I might need to stop and start another part. So now we're on to phase 4, incoming upkeep, aren't we? Roll rebel dice. Yeah. So cut costs. So we can fire any advisors. We can disband any military units. We can recall ships at sea. Yeah, but if we do that now... Yeah, if we do that now, we're going to lose... Yeah, no, that's silly. That's silly. We can replace them in the next turn. So we're not going to fire anybody. Even though they've all got a wound, we're not going to fire anybody. What we need to keep an eye on is this. Because if he takes another wound, he is a ruler. And no cards in hand that can help us replace him. So we need to keep our eye out on hopefully getting a replacement for him. Because if another square comes up in the event next round, then he's away. So we're not going to cut any costs. No. So our source of base tax income indicated on town tracks. I do this for the bolt first. Yeah, I should. I done that last time. I done the bolt first. I was forgetting about that. Income and upkeep. Right, let's do the bots. Now let's get it right this time regarding the bot power grant. Bots only perform these steps below. Score power struggles and crusades is normal. Right, none of that. We're not. Power struggles I think are advanced rules as well, aren't they? Discard all spent bot power and replenish available according to the chosen difficulty level, which is going to be 7. Yeah, they're going to get 7. So we're going to discard all this. However, they're going to get 7. So I'm going to just move 7 across. That's 3, 4, 5. I've got a lot. 6, 7. That seems like an awful lot. And then Denmark are going to get 7 as well. So there's only 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they get 1 more. And it shouldn't be coming from there, I should be discarding all that and then adding the 7, but, it's saving a step, if you like. And then they would gain one bot power if they had 20 small towns or 8 large towns in play. No. Bot Emperor, if the Emperor is a bot, roll a die to see if it increases or decreases. This is just a D6, so we shall do that. Right, it's not a 4, it's a 5. So actually, what is that going to do then? Does it tell us here? If the Emperor's a bot, roll a die. As described on the Emperors on page 45, the main rules. Emperor, we rolled a 5. Yeah, it's just a 1 or a 6. 1 decreases it by 1. And this is the Imperial Authority way up the top there. So a 1 would decrease it by 1, definitely. And a 6 would increase it by 1, definitely. We've rolled a 5, so it's going to increase it. If it is too higher than the current number, well, it is then, isn't it? Because it's 3 plus 2 is 5, so it is actually going to increase it by 1. So we're going to get an extra Imperial influence placed. Well, that's probably the next step, is it? So he then gains, a bot Emperor then gains extra bot power equal to the this level. Oh, it's 1 and 1, so they're going to gain 2 this time. Whereas he was only getting 1 before, he gains 1 plus 1. Yeah, so he's going to gain 2 more bolt power. He's loaded up that. Okay. Right, it's not told us about the influence. Oh, that's further on. That's actually in the cleanup phase. I think this should come and go somewhere, to be honest, when it comes off the track. Well, I'll wait till the cleanup phase. You know what? I'm just no, Grant, don't. Well, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna forget about it if I don't place it. Can't go in Brandenburg, so it could go in Westphalia. Well, I don't know. I feel like I want to place it in here because then that would make them have more. I'll chuck it in there then now, and we'll work it out because I think these get adjusted. Right, next. Papal controller bonus. If a bot is papal controller, it gains 1. If it is uncontested control, it also scores prestige equal to the number of Catholic player realms -1. Well, it's not. We've just got 1 Danish cardinal up there. So he is the papal controller, so he gains 1 bot power. Doesn't get the prestige though. Okay, and then we move on to the cleanup phase, but I'm going to step back and do the income and upkeep phase for myself. So we had sort of started that, but we're not cutting ties, so cutting costs. Right, so our income / cost is indicated in the town track, small town and large town. So we've got 4, 2, we've got 6 income, we don't benefit anywhere else. So our income is 6, with no vassals. And then we need to pay, well actually I'm going to take the 6. I don't know if that's the right way to do it or not, but if I take the 6 now, and then we can pay what we've got to pay. So 5 and 1, 6. Right? So then our advisor upkeep, we're not the people controller, so we're not benefiting from that. So our advisor upkeep, he's our general, he doesn't cost anything. He costs 1, and that's a rule. So that's going to be 2. So 2 ducats to keep our advisors there. Our military maintenance for deployed units would be 1 for regular unit. Well, that was a good, I say it was a good thing about our army getting put back. They're all exhausted now though, so it's not great because I don't think we're getting all these back. So however, it's not costing us any money for our army. Interest on loans with no loans. Plague effects, well, there was no plague played. You could see if, well, the bot played it, but it played it differently. So if we had played it would have played out for and this would have took effect. So there is that. Right, and stability modifiers, there's not any, we're still at 0. We're not the Emperor. We've not got the ideas thing. So that is that. Next is corruption. We've not got 50 ducats, so we don't need to worry about that. Then D is collect monarch power. For each type of, yeah, we've not got stability bonus, we're not people control, we're not emperor. Right. So it's add the ruler's skill and the advisor's skill. And we're going to add our power. So we've got, for administrative, we've got 1. Again, we never got an advisor there, so we only get 1 administrative power. For our diplomacy, sorry if that's a bit glary, but again, there's not an awful lot I can do with that without moving things about. So 3 plus a 1's 4 for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is pretty good. And then military, he's 3 and another plus 1 as well. So it's 4 for military as well. So that's pretty decent. Our military and just administrative is pretty poor. Right, then score prestige. Player is uncontested papal controller. No. Emperor's at 6. No, we're not the emperor. Players with absolute monarchy idea. No. active crusades, no. So now we're at phase 5, cleanup, which I will jump back to the bot and do first. Yeah, cleanup phase. Right, well, we don't need, actually, I don't really need to show you. I'm not wanting to try and get this part finished. I want to start another part and hopefully get another bit done. Bots only performance status woes, stats mat is updated as normal. Okay. Update bots manpower to match their town track and if they're the Emperor as normal. Minimum manpower is always 3. Always return units from the manpower reserve to supply first if it has been reduced. Okay, so for the Austrians, their manpower should be, it's 5 up there. I don't know if you can quite see that. 2 is 7, and then they've got an extra 1 now, so they've got 4, so they've got 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're needing 3 more. Did they really get a jump on that? Yeah, one of their towns got upgraded. And was it only this turn that they took Royal Hungary? Oh, I keep meaning to look back on Denmark. No, you know what? I'm going to take, I know this is right in between thing. I'm going to take Martin's comment about did we add the, is it 3 you get for that? When they annexed Sweden, I think they get 3. Is that a bot thing, Grant? It will be, yeah. I know we're right in the middle of it. It's a stupid time to do that, Grant, really. What am I doing? Is that a military action? No, it's the bot peace. Is it not? It's the bot peace resolution, I think. Annex all enemies de jure provinces. Score prestige equal to tax value of annexed provinces. Ooh. Well, that's even more then, isn't it? Right, I scored 3 for the... I seem to remember scoring 3 for the Austrians. But that's probably right. Because they've got 1, 2, 3. So... Annex all enemies... Control by enemy or bot. Yeah. Yeah, score prestige equal to tax value of annexed provinces. So there's more than 3 then, isn't it? So what did they do? This one they had this one. They've got this one. So it was, well, actually it's only 1 more, Grant. It's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I know some of these had +1s, but I think they were already away. I want to say that they don't count, but I could be wrong. And if that is the case, then Austria would be the same because they did the pest not have an extra +1 on it. Okay, I'm going to give Denmark 4 then. Because, yeah, I definitely don't recall giving them the points. So we'll give them the points that they should have got when they annexed Sweden. And if that number's not right, let me know. Right, back to where you were though, Grant. I can't really remember. Yeah, army. Manpower, 5, 7, 11. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, so they need 3 more. Hang on. Right, and then these must go manpower reserve. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Right, yeah, and then I suppose we should do Denmark. Now, people control, did they get 1 for that? Or is it just, no. It's just the Emperor one. So what have they got? They've got 4, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're getting 2 as well. Again, and the manpower reserve. So that's that. Colonists. Bots gain colonists for, yeah, there's no colonists. All bot to player realm alliances end. Bot to player realm alliances end. Right, there's none of that. Bot imperial influence. Right, here we go. Is adjusted to match the current. What is it again? What's the word? I can't remember. So, redistributed according. It's the ones with the eagle symbol in it. I can't remember what it is, the reference. Repeat each step until there is no valid area for that step, or there are no influence left. Before moving to the next step, tiebreakers, areas with bots, alliances, then alphabetically. So elector area, that's it. Tells you there. Elector area where it would require the least amount for the bot to get the most there. So we would take all these off, and then one's definitely going back in Saxony, and one's definitely going back in Rhineland, because that gives them the most, right? Let's take these two off. So, well, I think these two are just going back in there, they're not. The elector area would require the least for the bot to get the most, more than any other player realm. And I want to say that it counts the Austrian influence. So, we can't put in Brandenburg, because that's what we done the last time, and Martin pointed out that was wrong, because it tells you there it can't do it. And yeah, the only other place is, well, is Westphalia. But if I put the two in there, I'm not then winning there. So yeah, we're going to go for here. We're going to go for Bohemia again for these last two, because he's got that extra one. Okay. Yeah. And then reshuffle bot deck. Okay. There wasn't many cards used. These two cards were used. So we take half of these. None of these get automatically shuffled back in, do they? Events are always reshuffled. Ideas are always reshuffled. Set aside bot cards that were used for the focus action. These are not reshuffled. Well, this has got focus on it, but wasn't used for the focus action, so it's still. And then, yeah, it says used for the focus action. These are not reshuffled. Reshuffle half of the remaining used bot cards round up. So, yeah. So I'm going to pick this one. It's going to go back into that deck. This one's going to get removed. I'm not looking at it. And then for this side of it, events always get reshuffled back in. So this has to go back into the deck. And then I'm going to reshuffle these two decks. Right, that's them reshuffled. And that's everything we do with the box. The next part is end age routine, final scoring. So I'm going to go back to clean up for ourselves. Just want to get this finished. That's phase 5, clean up, update and refresh. Is that where we're at? Yes. Disband all allied units from their armies. None of that happening. We've not got any allied units. Update manpower reserve to reflect new totals if they have changed. Well, they should have, so hopefully. We've got 2, 1. No, it's not changed. Oh, it has. It's +1. Right, so we are getting 1 extra manpower. Excellent. I'll just squeeze him in there just now. So we've got 4. That's right, because 2, 1, and then the +1 manpower gives us 4. Refresh exhausted. Oh, hang on then. Hang on. Where does that go? They go to available. So that one went to available. I probably shouldn't put. Is fine. We know he's not. Oh no, he's got a mat himself, isn't he? We can put it on the mat then. Yeah, that's fine. Army 1. That's where it should be there. Okay, so this comes available. These are exhausted. But we then get to refresh exhausted and repair heavy ships and ports. Move half of exhausted, minimum 3 to available. Ho, how about that? So we're actually going to get these 3 refreshed, because it does take a minimum of 3. Okay, good. Refresh all merchants. Yeah, we had a merchant knocked down, so I'll bring him back up in Saxony. Add colonists to the pool. No, doesn't apply. Remove any cubes from their changed national focus. We didn't use that this time. Board and status mark cleanup. Remove alliance from bots and from DMPRs that have a base tax of 10 plus. Remove alliance from bots. Well, no. Alliance. There's no alliance on any bots or DMPRs. Remove all ill health tokens from the map boards. Well, no. That would have been the plague thing. Adjust Imperial influence to match. Oh yeah, that's redistributing. What we've done that in the bot step. Because he's the HRE. Remove any defending HRE tag. And Imperial. Oh, I've still got that up there. That should have got removed the last time, I think. Shouldn't it? I remember having to put it back again because I took it off. Yeah, I think that should come off because we were at truce. Remove any defending HRE tag and Imperial units. Well, they don't work in the bot. If the Emperor is at peace with all external aggressors. He was at peace last time, so well, you know what? That could have been. That was all a bit of a mess. Remove any tag chips from Committed to Crusade. None of that. Pass the first player token to the player whose round status. That's going to be Austria. They've got the first player token. Reset all round status markers to the event not taking space. So they're going to be first, then Denmark, then us. And we're all not taking an event. And discard down to 5 action cards. Yeah, I think I was wondering about how can you have more than 5 cards. Well, you can see we've got 4 cards just now. And I'm about to draw 3 more. So there's nothing to stop me from ending the next round with 7 cards in my hand. So however, if I do that, I'm going to have to discard down to 5. So that's where it becomes applicable. You know, I always do that. I'm like, how can you possibly have? And then I realise later that you can have it because of that, Grant. And then end age routine. It's not the end of the age, so we don't do that. That's a round over. Good. Right, I'll get this bit cut because, in fact, no, I'm not going to cut. I'm just going to stop and start again because I'm itching to do a bit more. Wait a minute. What about that idea now? Not the idea, mission. Right, I'll come back when we start and we can deal with that. So I'll be back shortly. Cheers.